Alright, I'm Spike, and I'm going to show you some photos today of Sonic Youth, and I wish I had more, but my negatives are very disorganized, so I apologize, but I'll show you what I got, and I also have a cold, so I'm a little also out of it and stony, but here we go. I met Kim just briefly, like I remember once on New York's, like on the street, like on like West Broadway or something, just. But then like maybe like a year or two later, like I was right when the album Dirty came out. I got a message on my machine from her, and I was surprised that she even knew who I was. But she called because Mark Gonzalez had given her a copy of the Blind videos that we'd done, a skate video, and so she called to ask if I would help film some skating for this video they were doing. So I called her back. I was all excited, and she told me what they were doing, and told me to call this woman Tamra Davis, who was directing the video. And I called Tamra, and she, was like, "Yeah, great." And she was really enthusiastic and totally, and just told me I could come hang out with her the whole time she made it. And I went and just hung out with her as they made the video. And Tamra showed me, like, sort of ran through like all the basic things that I'd never even heard of, like location scouting and telecine and stuff like that. And so, anyways, this was these photos I shot on while they were shooting the band performing at this house on Gower, and it was just with this old plastic camera I had. Up until then, I'd never even shot a film camera. I just shot video, shot all on video and high eight, and we made all our skate videos on high eight. I just remember being really nervous, like totally out of my element. I remember paying attention a lot to how the DP, his name was Mike Spiller, just like him putting huge lights outside the window, and like just to make it look like daylight was coming in, and being really surprised that that's how natural it looked. Even though if you walked around the corner, it looked like this huge fake light. It's weird, yeah. Definitely seeing them before I knew them, it was very mysterious. Like Kim, sort of, the way she sings and her voice, and getting to know them. I just think about like when they played at the Santa Monica Civic Center, and just like seeing a lot of people I knew that I'd gotten to know through them, and they were all there, and it felt very like sort of family-like and like very relaxed, and it didn't feel all serious like at the backstage of a concert where everybody would be all like checking each other out. It felt very low key and cool and nice and sweet. Yeah, so I mean, when we shot the video, then it was like this strange thing because I'd never even been on a video set before, like where the bands just sit there and play the song over and over again, lip sync to it, and mime playing the guitars and all that. It was really it was fun, and it was fun to just like to see them do it. And that's me back then. Kim asked me to shoot the skating and then also to be in it, so that was like my duty. And Jason Lee was in the video with me, and this was like his first acting thing he ever did, actually. Like me and Jason, I guess me and Guy Mariano, we were friends, and Jason died, got shot, and I've got to act like I see him dead in the grass. That was crazy that they asked me to be in it too. That was really so insane. But Jason did a good job. I mean, we were all really excited. It was just me and Jason. And Guy was probably excited, but he wouldn't show it. The guy's so low key. He's like, "It's cool," just, he was more like whatever. But I mean, the acting part was more embarrassed about, like trying to, because I just felt so self-conscious. And that's Tamra right here with Rufus. Back then, she'd edit it herself sometimes, and she'd just rent a edit system and bring it into her house. And so she'd let me edit it with her, and there'd be days where she'd just leave me alone at her house, and I'd edit together stuff, and she'd come home at night and I'd show her stuff. And so basically it was like a crash course in how to make a video, from like the location scouting, casting, hiring a crew, shooting it, working with a DP, telecine, and editing, like all the way through. It was sort of like in 3 weeks I got to sort of tag along with her as she made the video. I guess I got to know Kim and Thurston the best, and then I guess after that, Kim Deal asked her to direct the video for Cannonball when the Last Splash was coming out, and Kim asked me if I wanted to co-direct that with her. It was pretty random that Kim asked me to be involved in the first video, And then beyond that, asked me to help her direct the breeders' videos. She had the feeling that she was also just so low key about it, like so like so it just goes with her gut. And you think about all the different people she's had involved in all their different projects. And but I don't know, with Kim, like she'd tell me a lot about like old films or reference, films from the '60s, like some sort of obscure sort of art movies that and like and directors that I'd never heard of, and they were really into photography and art. And so I don't know, so by sort of hanging out with them or going to their apartment, looking at photo books or art books or something, I'd learn a lot about like different artists and different photographers and different directors, and and different music and bands too. And it was always fun to go by their apartment in New York and see what just weird obscure art magazines they'd have, or what or look at Thurston's record collection. And but I mean, that's like Kim and Thurston. They just taking everything in and processing. It's like they're like curators almost. They're just like taking it and then like disseminating back to the people and friends of theirs that like telling Jay Mascis about the photo for the cover of the Green Mind record, or Thurston recommending the book Virgin Suicides to Sophia, and turning her onto that book. And like they have their antennas out at all times, and then they're so interested and curious in in all mediums. And so it's always inspiring to talk to them about stuff, or educational to just go look at their photo books at their house. Or what else I learned words I learned the word voyeuristic from them. From Kim and Thurston, or maybe that was Thurston's word, voyeuristic. I can't remember if it was Kim or Thurston. This one day I had to shoot Pauly Shore for Interview Magazine, and so Daisy was the stylist, and Kim was my photo assistant. These are the suits that Daisy got for the photo shoot, and so I'll just put them on. But it was really hilarious. Like Pauly Shore was like totally hitting on Daisy and being all like rude, and it was just and Pauly Shore's dad too, who was like an old time comedian. But that was when they'd come out, they would just like stay at my apartment, and we'd just I don't know, it was very like sort of low key. Like the way Kim would make stuff would just sort of be like she just sort of let stuff happen, and she had ideas. And like for that first Cannonball video, she told me like about this movie called Performance, where in certain scenes there's mirrors on the wall and you can see the crew, and that was sort of what she was referencing. And so I watched that, and I don't know, it was fun. It was fun. It was also fun because they were like my roommates, and like ask them about girls and stuff like that, and like ask them about like trying to understand girls, or my confusion about it, girls. And so it's fun having two girl roommates for a while. Maybe I don't know when this is, but this is probably like when they did the video for Bull and Heather, and I just stopped by, and Tamra was directing it again, and Kim was pregnant. This was when Kim was pregnant with Coco. Kathleen Hanna was there. She's like running around in the video, sort of pixie. She needed something. I forget what she needed. Something. Maybe she was staying at Tamra's house or something, and I drove her over to Tamra's house, and but I had fun with her, just talking to her, because she's a total character and really funny. Oh, there's Lance. Yeah, this actually, I'd only met him a couple times, and I hadn't started working with him yet, but I'd heard about him a lot through like friends, and he was a cinematographer at the time that was doing sort of starting to do videos and commercials, and he was a skater and sort of art school kind of kid. And but anyways, I think this might have been the first time I met him face to face, maybe, or if not, it was the first time I met him sober, and not drunk like on Leather Street. I met a lot of people through them, always interesting people. And like right after this, we started working together all the time, and like now we've been working with him for 10 years, and he shot both the movies I did. And so anyways, he's like super babyface here. There's Kim pregnant, Coco in there, and there's Tamra making it all happen. There's Lance shooting the video. I like this video. This is a good video too. It's real dreamy. I love like that. Like, and the boy putting nail polish on the girl's hand at one point, and then Kathleen Hanna is like running around while they're performing and like fucking with everybody, and it's a good video. It's really good. It's funny because when I went by this, now that I think about it, I went by and it was super laid back. Like I went by and it was like hours went by. It felt like when I got there, it's like, Steve assembling drums and like Lance tweaking all the lights, and it was just super mellow, relaxed video set. Like so unlike my video sets. I'm always super like stressed, like worried that we're not gonna get everything. And but then the video totally has that feel. It's got this sort of very lazy, sort of mellow feel. This must have been later that year, I guess. Now, because Coco's born. This is at their apartment in New York. It's funny to see them as parents because they didn't change at all. It's not like they became like conservative or high strung or stressed out, or they're just like Kim and Thurston, but now they had a baby hanging around. Kim showing off her new baby clothes. That's Thurston's office, but you can't see it. But there's like wall to wall records, vinyl on every wall. And Coco.